have you talked about nuclear security? Because there's 4 directions in memorandum that we've seen, but what portions of your peaceful plan of 10 points could you discuss, or have you discussed, and what the India could be interested in? And will there be a future peace summit? Have you discussed that, whether Russia will be participating? And have you seen a significant political will on the part of the Prime Minister Modi to discuss that? And could you comment the involvement of India in the release of the abducted children, and maybe the condemnation of Russia's actions with regards to the citizens of India that were forced to, they were tricked to participate in the combat operations? I will start with that question. The Prime Minister Modi started with that. He said that he condemns that, and he will make everything possible for the citizens of India not to be fighting in the lines of the Russian army. I perfectly understand him. I can't understand how could you enroll those citizens, I don't know, forcefully or not. I don't know how could it happen. Then, as for the peace summit, I truly believe that the second peace summit has to take place. Well, it would be good if it would be held in one of the global south countries. We are very open in that, and there are countries like Saudi Arabia, like Qatar, like Turkey, Switzerland as well, but that's a different direction. And we are currently talking to those countries about hosting the second peace summit. I perfectly support, and I told this to Prime Minister Modi, and we could have the Global Peace Summit in India. It's a big country, it's a great democracy, the largest. But I want to be frank, this is not only related to India, but any state that is, that would be positive to hosting second peace summit. We won't be able to conduct a peace summit in a country who hasn't joined the communique of the peace summit at the point. Well, I guess you understand this. Nobody is exerting any pressure, but that is logical. The second aspect, we have discussed all matters related the communique, as well as those of the questions that were discussed during the peace summit. And yesterday there was an online meeting on energy. There was a big meeting after the first summit, and the teams have started to work on the first point. They've started to elaborate the plan, and as I've told you, by November we want to have all plan on all the points, and that is why we wanted the countries to join that, because if they want to have additional points or clauses, or they disagree with something, well, perfect. Let us have a working level meeting at the level of NSA. Let them have, let them do the work. And I told that we're ready to work with you on the matter. Who knows? Maybe we will. So going back to that, energy. That is something we've discussed, and includes nuclear. And frankly speaking, we didn't have enough time to have a detailed conversation on nuclear safety, even though we raised all 3 questions, just as the food safety and the children. As for the children, look, there's several countries willing to help in this matter. And, the number of these countries will never be enough. And we would be happy if India would join that part of the formula, the return of the children. That is a humanitarian aspect, well, from the standpoint of the neutrality of your status, even though I would like to underline that none of the points and none of the signals that were mentioned in summit does not has anything to do with the weapons. That is why I think that India can select any of the points, can join, many topics and can come up with their own vision, with their own additional viewpoints, etc. We are ready to have an open and fair dialogue.